Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine. So, last class we were discussing about the chapter new numbers. New numbers means you all know square root of 2 and square root of 3 we have studied. So, in that, how to add and how to multiply these numbers we have studied. Means square root of 2 and square root of 3, how to add and how to multiply we have seen. Now, we are moving on to the next part, that is division. Division, same way, square root of 2 and square root of 3 are the main numbers we have. So that numbers, how we can add and how we can multiply, we have already studied. Now we are going to see the division. For that, we are taking one example, the natural number example, we'll see. Through that, you can understand more. So 2 into 3 is 6. So that is, as a multiplication we can write. So I won't write as a division. How can we write as a division? So just I'm keeping 2 here itself. So 6 I'm keeping here. So I want to bring 3 here. So you know that multiplication 3 comes here means it will divide. So if I keep the 2 here, so 6 divided by 3 because it was multiplication. So 6 divided by 3, what is the answer? 2. So this multiplication can be written as a division way, no? Same way, I am choosing the other number. 3 I am keeping here. So 6 divided by 2. Multiplication 2 becomes division 6 by 2. So same way I am going to show you here. What happens here? Square root of 2 into square root of 3. Already you have seen about the multiplication. Multiplication means what? Square root of 2 into 3. 2 into 3 means it will be 6. Square root of 6. So I want to do the same way as a division. So if I keep the square root of 2 here, this side you have square root of 6. So this root 3 I want to bring here. So it will be divide square root of 3. And same if I keep for root 3, so I can write it as square root of 6 by square root of 2. So answer will be getting this way. So if I explain using algebra, how can I write? Algebra means instead of the numbers we are using alphabets. So this number I can use as x, this number I can use as y, the third number I can use as z. So square root of x into square root of y is equal to square root of z. So I can show you like this. For any positive numbers x, y, the product square root of x into square root of y is equal to square root of z. Same way, no? We are just putting the alphabets. Can be written as a division. So how we written the division, we are going to see here. Now this z here, no? So z by anything, x or y. So he can write here root z by root x is equal to root y. We told no, any one if you keep here, root y is equal to root z by root x. That can be written. And if I am choosing another one, root x is equal to root z by root y. So like this you can write as a algebraic way. Now we'll see some problems. It's just small examples how we can multiply or divide this one. One question given, square root of 3 into square root of 2 by 3. This is a whole square root, okay. So here what happens? This all square root numbers are there. So I can put together that one, one square root. So when if I write this way, this 3 I can write here into, this is also square root 2 by square root 3 only. So I can write it inside of this big square root 2 by 3. Same thing, square root of 3 into 2 by 3. So here this 3 gets cancelled. So what is remaining? 2 is remaining and also square root 2 will be the answer. And this value is what? 1.41. So that value can put. Here in this case, square root of 2 by 3, that also can be written as split. You can split that one, square root of 2 by square root of 3, and you can substitute the value and you can find out. That is the way. This is the main basic things you should know. And here, if I do this way, square root of 1 by 2, as you see in here, I am going to split here, square root of 1 by square root of 2. This big square root splitting as a 2. Now, square root of 1, what is the answer? Square root of 1 means it is 1. 1 ones are 1, no? So that's why square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 2, there is no value. Means, one value, approximate value you studied, that is 1.41. So that I am not writing here. Square root of 2 only I am writing. Now, you have to keep it in mind, whenever denominator square root number comes, what you have to do is, whenever this comes, division is little difficult for you. So that time, keep it in mind, whenever the square root numbers comes in the denominator, what you have to do is, this number only you have to multiply for the denominator and the numerator, so that square root will go. How? I'll show you. 1 by square root of 2 Same I'm copying. Now what I'm doing, into the same number I'm multiplying, because I want to cancel the square root. Square root, that sign I have to cancel. So square root 2 means square root 2 into square root 2. If this is square root 3, I have to multiply square root 3 into square root 3, like that. Same number I have to multiply here and also here, because whatever the changes you're doing here, you have to do for the numerator also. Now see, 1 into root 2, what is that? 1 into root 2? Root 2 by square root 2 into square root 2. You know, same number square root, if you multiply, you cancel it square root and the number you have to write. This 2 is the answer. So divide by 2. You know now how you got square root 2 into square root 2? It is actually square root of 4. Square root of 4 answer is what? 2. So that is also you can write, or just think square root of same numbers when you multiply, you have to just take it out the square root and that number you have to write. Square root of 2 into square root of 2 is 2. If it is square root of 5 into square root of 5, answer is 5. Like that it will be. So now here you can substitute now. Denominator square root gone, no? So square root 2 value is what? 1.41 by 2. This you can divide. You can divide, so that answer, divide and see, you will get the answer as 0.70705 something getting. So this is the answer. So like this you have to do the divisions. So now we'll do some problems based on this division. At page number 60, question number 2. You can see that question number 2. Prove that is given. Prove that square root of 2 plus 1 into square root of 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. What do you have to prove? What you have to prove, when you multiply these two numbers, you have to get the answer as 1. Here already answer is given, but you have to show that how you are getting that answer is 1. And also second question, use this to compute 1 by square root of 2 minus 1 is how much? Means 1 by square root of 2 minus 1 correct to 2 decimal places. Means you have to find out the answer of this one. After getting the answer, you have to find out after, means 2 decimal points you have to find out. So you understood that some points you will get there. So after the point, 2 digits should be there. That is the question. So first you have to do the proof. This and this numbers, when you multiply, you have to get the answer as 1. How can you do that? We are going to see. You can see these two numbers are same, no? Root 2, 1, 1. But here plus and minus is there. That is only change. For that, we are going to use one formula that is already you studied in previous years. That is a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. A plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. That all you have to recall. That's why we are studying in the last year and all. So what is this here? You can see a plus b. Instead of for this a and b, numbers are given into a minus b. Numbers, same numbers, no, is equal to a square minus b square. So this form we are going to write here, so that at last you will get the answer as 1. So this you have to write at the side. We can write it as the question, square root of 2 plus 1 into square root of 2 minus 1 is equal to a square minus b square. I am going to write. That means this is your a, this is your b. A, b. So a square, which is your a square? Square root of 2, no? Square root of 2 here. So square root of 2 whole square, like this. Put a minus, because in the formula minus b square. B is how much here? 1. B square. Now here what happens? Square root of 2 whole square means the square root and the square you should cancel. That means square root of 2 into 2, you will get the answer as 2 only. So square root and square root, when you cancel, you will get a 2 minus 1 square is 1. So the answer is what? 1. Proof is over, no? When you multiply, you got the answer as 1 here. That is a proof they asked. Now using this, you have to compute this one. So 1 by root 2 minus 1. We want to find out the answer of this one now. So we told that before previous problem we have told that whenever square root numbers comes in the denominator, you have to multiply the same number in the denominator and the numerator, so that square root will cancel. So we want to cancel the square root. So that time what I have to do is 1 by square root 2 minus 1, same I am doing, but multiplying what? Same number I have to multiply. But here previous problem we have seen only one number, but you can see here two numbers are there and with the sign. So whenever in this case you have to write the same number, root 2 and this one only, but because of the sign here you have to change the sign. If it is minus, you have to put the plus here. So if it is plus here, you have to put the minus here. So that you have to multiply up and down. So here also I'm going to multiply square root 2 plus 1. So if it is plus here, you have to put minus, here also minus. If it is minus here, the opposite sign you have to put plus here and the plus here. So after this, what is this? 1 into square root of 2 plus 1. 1 into anything, that number only. So you will get square root of 2 plus 1. 1 into any number is that number only. By square root of 2 minus 1 into square root of 2 plus 1. What is the answer you got here? Square root of 2 plus 1 into square root of 2 minus 1. What is the answer got? 1. That is given in the question. It is 1, no? So instead of this, I am going to write 1. So this number divided by 1 means that is actually square root of 2 plus 1 only, no? That number, when you divide by 1, that number only you will get. Now put the value. Square root of 2 values what? 1.41 plus 1. So 1.41 plus 1 means what? 2.41. So you got the answer. 2.41. So what was the question? Find 1 by root 2 minus 1 correct to 2 decimal places. So this answer is after the point. You got the 2 decimal places now. So this is the answer for this. Next we'll move on to the third problem. Same way, you have to find out 1 by root 2 plus 1 correct to a 2 decimal point. Same way they told. So we are going to simplify this one. So we told whenever the denominator square root numbers comes, you have to multiply the same number in the denominator and the numerator. So in this case, you have those two numbers here. So that time also we told what you have to do. So I am going to show you here. 1 by square root of 2 plus 1 I am writing, and into something you have to multiply here, that is square root of 2 and 1 only, but the sign is plus here, so I have to put the minus here. So same number I have to multiply in the numerator also, square root of 2 minus 1. Here the same number I have to multiply. Now 1 into square root of 2 minus 1 is square root of 2 minus 1, and square root of 2 plus 1 square root of 2 minus 1. The previous problem just now we did know that it was what is the answer? 1. Previous problem you have to use that. This thing is equal to 1 you will get. So the answer is square root of 2 minus 1. Now square root of 2 value 1.41 minus 1. What is the answer? You can put the answer here minusing, that is 1. 1 here, it should come 1 here, okay, not here. If you want you can put the 0 here. So 1 minus 1 is 0, 0.41. 0.41, this is the answer. Next we'll see the problem, question number 4. Simplify square root of 3 minus square root of 2 into square root of 3 plus square root of 2. That you have to simplify. What is the answer getting? You have to see. Use this to compute 1 by root 3 minus root 2 and 1 by root 3 plus root 2 correct to 2 decimal places. As we did before, the same way. First you have to simplify this one. So we told that same number minus same number plus, when you multiply you have the formula a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. So this is your a, this is your b, a, b. So what you have to do? A square minus b square you have to do. A which one? Root 3 square. Root 3 square minus b is what? Root 2 square. Root 2 square you have to put. So that time square root square. Square root square. So what happens? 3 remaining. 3 minus 2 remaining. So 3 minus 2, 1. So the answer is over. Simplification is over. Now you have to compute. What is the next question? Use this to compute 1 by the first one, square root of 3 minus square root of 2. As we did before, the same way you have to compute this one. So now what to do? We told that if it is a denominator root comes, you have to multiply the same number up and down. And if it is a sign like this, you have to put the opposite sign. 1 by root 3 minus root 2 into root 3 minus means here it is will be plus. Root 3 plus 2, same number have to multiply here also. Root 3 plus 2, root 2. Like this. So now 1 into root 3 plus root 2 is how much? Root 3 plus root 2. Divided by root 3 minus root 2 into root 3 plus root 2. What is the answer you got here? Root 3 minus root 2 into root 3 plus root 2. What is the answer? 1. So that answer I am writing here 1. So that this divided by 1 means that only. Root 3 plus root 2. Now put the value. Root 3, what is the value? 1.73 plus 1.41. What is the answer you will get? 3 plus 1, 4. 7 plus 4, 11. So 1 carries here. 1, 2, 3. point here. Okay, after the 2 points you have the points. 3.14 is the answer. So that is the answer. Now again one more is there, 1 by root 3 plus root 2. This also they told to compute. So this is the homework I am giving. You have to do it same way you have to do. But here it was minus, so when you multiply you have to put the plus. Here it is a plus, so when you multiply you have to put the minus. So this is the homework. So you have to do. Next we'll move on to the new chapter, that is chapter number 5, circles. So when you hear circle, what all the things comes in your mind? That we can say a simple example, bangle. We have a bangle that you know that it is round in shape. And the ring you can say round in shape. So another example, vehicle's tire, that is also a round in shape. So all these round in shapes we can call as a circle. Circle already you have seen in lower classes. So main thing about the circle also you studied. What are the main things we have studied that we are going to see now? All you know that you have a circle here, and we can draw that circle by using a bangle or using a coin also, whatever. And you know in our notes what we are using to draw, that is a compass. Compass we are using. So what is the difference between drawing by compass and drawing by bangle? If I use the bangle or coin, you will get a circle like this. Like this you will get. This is using by coin, I can say. This is used by this one, compass. What is the difference between the both? One difference I can say is, using the compass you can find out the center here. Where is the center is clearly you know. Here will be the center. But using the coin or a bangle, you don't know where will be the center. We can't choose a main center, we can't choose. That is the difference between both the things. So this is drawn by using the compass. So you can see this is the center. Center I can choose as a O. So it will have a center. Center you will have, that is O. And if I draw one line from the center to the circle, so what is the name for that line? Everyone know that it is a radius. The distance from the center to the point of the circle is a radius. So I can say the radius is smaller. Always we are using smaller. And what about the diameter? What do you mean by a diameter? Diameter means whether this is a diameter? No. Diameter means if I start from one side of the circle and if I end on the other side of the circle, that long line is called the diameter. That means double of R. This is the diameter. So from the one point to opposite of the other, means circle's opposite points when you join, you will get the diameter. So diameter, what do you mean by diameter? That is whatever radius you have now, you have to put it double of radius. That is 2R diameter. So this much you know, you already studied. Now we are going to see more about this circle. And you can see I have written one name, chord, C-H-O-R-D, chord. What do you mean by a chord? I am going to choose one point from the circle here, another point from the circle here. I can choose any point of the circle. Now I am choosing these 2 points and I am drawing one line here. So one line you got by joining the 2 points on the circle. So this line is called a chord. What is a chord? A line joining by the 2 points of a circle. So that is what definition I can say. A line joining by the 2 points of the circle, that is called a chord. So this is a chord. And what about this one, diameter? Diameter is also a chord because joining the line by the 2 points of the circle, no, on the circle, here 1 point, here 1 point. So I can choose here also. This is also a chord. This is also a chord. Not only this way, I can choose this way also. See, here, this is also a chord. So any 2 points on the circle, if you join and if you get a line, that line is called a chord. So these are the chords you can say. So we can write the definition: a line joining 2 points on a circle is called a chord. So this was the definition for a chord. As I told you, we can draw a circle using a compass or using a bangle or a round shape or whatever we have, we can keep and draw. So like that one circle I have drawn without using a compass. Now I want to know where will be the center of this. If it is compass, we can easily you can see the center. But here it is not a compass, okay? I'm not using a compass. So I want to know the center here. So what is the method to find out the center? So what I am going to do is, previously we have seen one word, chord. What do you mean by chord? We can draw a line by joining the 2 points on the circle. So what I am going to do is, just a 2 point I am taking here and drawing a chord like this. Now, here in this chord, I am going to draw, if I draw the chord like this, maybe center may be here, it will come. Just an imagination, center will be here, will come. So that may be perpendicular bisector. No, perpendicular bisector means what? If I draw a line which is to the center, the line which comes to the center, that is called the perpendicular bisector. So I'm just checking all those, whether I can get the center or not. So I want to draw the perpendicular bisector of this line. How to draw a perpendicular bisector of a given line? For example, this is a small line I am giving. I want to draw perpendicular bisector. For that, what to do? You have to take the more than half. More than half means what? This is your half, right? Middle one is your half. This much is half. I want more than half. More than half means this much or this much or this much I have to take. That is your wish. You don't have to measure. Just imagination. This is the center. So more than half means it will come here or it will come here like this. Keep the needle here. So this is the half. You can see here, this is the half, but I want more than half. So this much I can take. That is your wish. Here or here or here, that much also you can take. So keep it the needle here and draw the arc up and down. Like this you have to draw. Same, keep at the other end and draw the arc here, so that 2 points you will get, and through that one line you have to draw. So that will be your perpendicular bisector. So this is the way perpendicular bisector is drawn. So same I am going to do here. More than half I am taking. Same way here, up and down, and here up and down, so that 2 points you will get. So that I have to draw like this. So you have to use a scale and this one, pencil, everything's compass. So this may be the perpendicular bisector. So one is over. So still I didn't get the center, okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just checking with the other chord also. So I'm going to draw another chord here. Another chord I'm going to draw. So that same procedure I'm doing here. I want to draw the perpendicular bisector. So more than half. More than half means this much you can take. Half's more than half. So up and down, here it will come inside, and here, keep it here and draw the arc here and here, so that these 2 points you have to join. Like this you have to draw. Now you see, whenever the perpendicular bisector you drawn, it is touching. Now this line is going here, this line is going here. So both the line touches at the single point. Here you can see, at the single point it is touching. So that means this perpendicular bisector, where it is going, where you can see the single point, that is your center of the circle. So that is the main thing here. So you can find out the center by drawing the perpendicular bisector. So I can say the sentence like this: the perpendicular bisector of any chord, means perpendicular bisector of any chord, of a circle passes through its center. So these are all perpendicular bisector passes through the center. This one, perpendicular bisector, passes through the center. So that is the main thing here you are studying. So this is the way you have to draw.